Well, hello all and welcome to week number 3, and we are going to be working on assignment number 1 this week. So in addition to your assignments, remember all of the stats are going to get ready to kind of launch in 1 week. So you want to make sure you're keeping up on the readings. So this week we have chapter 4, which is going to talk about normal curves. Hint, we are going to have a stat question on the exam that talks about different types of curves, normal curves versus skewed curves versus bimodal curves and things like that. So begin getting a feel for what a curve is. Chapter 5 is going to talk about hypothesis testing, and Chapter 6 is going to take that another step with hypothesis testing with sample means. Again, in the way that we're going through it, do not worry about calculations, and what I want you to do is just get the idea of this. If you're getting lost in some of the math or that kind of stuff, don't worry. We're going to hopefully make sense of everything in the next few weeks on this, but make sure that you're up on the reading and you're highlighting things that's like, oh, I may need to remember that later, and just flag it for for you to review at a later time. Okay, so what have we been working towards for 2 whole weeks? Is this assignment number 1? It will be due on Sunday. Papers are going to be approximately 3 to 5 pages in length. There's no set minimum or maximum, but if you're at 2 pages, you probably are missing entire sections. And if you're at 12 pages, yeah, you just don't want to be at 12 pages. So somewhere between 3 and 5 pages is pretty normal. Papers must follow the format that is going to be, what I'm going to talk about next. And each section must be clearly noted using level 1 APA headers. Now, I'll talk about this again in a moment, but please, please, please listen to my APA lecture this week. It's an hour long, and you're going to think, how on earth could she drone on for an hour about APA? But this is everything from language we use, word selection we use, how we note numbers and punctuation and levels of headers and what a first level header is and a second level header is. All of that is contained in the lecture. So please be sure you are listening to that lecture before you write your paper. Okay, and then, so the first section that you're going to come to is that wonderful problem analysis you have all been working on this whole time. Remember, this is stats and facts only, and then your analysis. So you're going to start with, in 2017, X number of something happened. Now, of those, begin addressing things like the who, what, when, where, why, and how. Okay? Everything in the problem section needs to be past tense. Past tense, that's hard to say. Nothing is, there's a chance this could happen, or there's a risk this can happen. Nothing is future tense. Everything is just reporting on what actually happened, and you're looking for patterns and trends in that analysis. The next thing is the program description, where you're looking at what are the services offered, what's the name of the program, who's running the program, how many staff are there, what the budget is for that, and then numbers served. So this is really the only information you need to get from your agency. Everything else, we should not be getting problem data from an agency if we're doing an evaluation, because we're like the auditors going in. We should be getting our numbers from, let's say, a government agency or something like that. The program description information is the only thing you will need from the agency. Everything else you are going to design on your own. Please remember that when you're in, especially this program description, you are not an advocate. You are a researcher. So don't use what I usually call brochure language. The XYZ program empowers and enlightens and does wonderful things. That's really good for a website or a brochure. That is not the language we use. The XYZ program offers counseling services to children 7 to 10 years old. That's it. No enlighten, no empower, no nothing like that. We are just using very straightforward factual language. The next section is the purpose of the program. Now this, in a normal evaluation, would not be a section. But because I want the rhythm of a program evaluation there, remember all of these are level 1 headers. If you haven't listened to the APA lecture, be sure you do that so you got the level 1 right. So you got a level 1 header, which is the problem analysis, a level 1 header, which is the program information, a level 1 header, purpose of the program, but in this section it's only going to be one sentence. Okay, let me say that again. This section will only be one sentence. So in real life we would not write it this way, but I want you to go back to that flow chart we've covered for the past couple of weeks where we've got the problem, the program. The purpose of the program is to increase or decrease whatever that problem is. So I want that language in this section. Then the next section are your research question or questions. I really only need one, although you could ask more. I want to know the main question. Did the program increase or decrease whatever the problem is? So we'll use the DUI fatalities. Okay, problem, there are X number of DUI fatalities in the city of whatever. Program is the DUI checkpoint program. Purpose of the program, the first one here, purpose of the program is to reduce the number of DUI-related fatalities in the city of something. That's all you put in that section, then go to the next one. Research question, the first, and really for us, the only research question we need to ask, is does the XYZ program decrease, in this case, DUI-related fatalities in the city of whatever? Okay, so these two sections will only have one sentence in them. The first one is a statement, so ends in a period. The research question is a question, ends in a question mark. Then you get to your variables, and that's what we've been working on. I want to know the title of the variable. I want you to tell me whether it's dependent or independent. Then what type of variable is it? Nominal, ordinal, or interval ratio? Then if it's nominal or ordinal, what are the categories? And then operationalize either each category, or if it's an interval ratio, operationalize or define the actual variable itself. Okay, so this is nothing new. This should not be a surprise assignment. And that is not your cell phone that just dinged. That was mine that I forgot to shut off. So we'll just let that go. Okay, so where were we? Variable. Oh, and that's it. Do not do an abstract for me on this. It's going to feel like the paper didn't finish because it didn't finish. This is the first half of your final paper. So there should be no abstract, no introduction sentence. We're researchers. We get to the point and state the point. So you're going to have a perfect APA title page. You're going to have your first section, which is problem analysis, and then your first sentence should be something like, in 2017, something. Do not get fancy. Avoid adjectives whenever possible. Just write like a researcher writes. Okay, like I said, I posted an APA lecture that is 60 minutes long. It's actually 58 and change, 58 minutes and some seconds, but for all intents and purposes, it's an hour long. Please, please, please watch that, and please get in a good learning environment to watch it because it is packed with information you need for perfect APA papers. It's going to talk about the style of APA language or APA writing, the language we must use. There are some words APA does not allow us to use, other words we must use. It talks about grammar, that there is no universal grammar rule of where commas and periods go and how, you know, where we use quotations and where the period goes in or outside of a quotation. All of that is covered. How to write numbers in APA format. Again, this is not universal. We have to know how APA allows it or requires it. Everything from formatting to fonts to headers and page numbers, how to do in-text parenthetical citations and citations at the end. Once you listen to this, please, please take notes. Flag your APA manual. Hopefully everybody has that blue APA manual. It must be the 6th edition. In a lot of classes, I don't care if you get the most current edition or not, but the APA has to be the 6th edition because there are changes between the 5th and 6th editions. So please, please watch that. The other video I have, there's only 6 minutes, so yay, but it's a screencast of how to set up that title page. Everything from how to get into that running head, how many characters a running head can be, hint it's 50. Including spaces and punctuation, how to set your page 2 header because it's different than your page 1 header. All of that is in that video. So please take a moment to watch it. You may want to have, a cup of tea or beverage of your choice as you're going through it to make it a little more palatable. And I would not recommend you doing this one like, when you're driving or something. I know some people will listen to the lectures while I drive. Please listen to this one where you can take notes and maybe even reference your book. This week, please remember to Zoom, if not with me, with each other. When you're getting close to having your paper finished, please have a buddy in class read it, check for APA, check for accuracy, check for depth, analysis. Just help each other through this. And then if you have any questions, let me know. And I think you guys are all completely ready to do this. And just let me know if you need anything from me. In the meantime, have a very blessed week.